Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today to continue with the tarot readings for the season of Scorpio, for the Scorpio idols. I'm going to read today for 17, the 8 for Minkao. So yes, today is going to be dedicated for him. Let's see the cards that he got. We start with the Five of Wands, the Moon, the Fool, the Six of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Mars in Taurus, Defense. So it's very interesting that he gets this card of Defense, because honestly, as I'm looking at this spread, I'm thinking how defensive he is about his own life, I would say, about his own circumstances. Definitely he's a very complex individual, and very mysterious, like a typical Scorpio. But there's also this sense of defensiveness, like it's not that he's mysterious, it's also he's giving me this resistance to be known, like resistance to tell more about himself. There's something here that I do notice, we start with the Five of Wands and the Moon card. So he is a guy that he has like inner conflicts, and he also has conflicts with others. This is what I'm like. I don't know much about Mikhail. Maybe the fans do know something about his personality. Maybe I should do a personality reading for him. Um, but there's something about him, like, I don't know, he's always trying to, like, to be in conflict on purpose, but it seems like he's always in the middle of some, like, and conflict is like a sport for him. I don't think that it's that intense or dramatic or important, but I think that probably he is a guy that he resists a lot to certain things. So probably if everyone says, like, agrees to do something, maybe he could be the one that is like, oh, actually I don't agree, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to participate, or I think that is not correct. So he sort of sparks controversy, I would say. He's the one that is different. He's the one that his mindset is very different from others. Uh, but at the same time, I think that when I see the 501s and I see these five people, like, clashing their ones, I'm thinking that also for a group's dynamic, it's important for you to have this person, this kind of person, like Michał, the one that raises a question, the one that is like, okay, yeah, I don't agree with this. I see it differently. And what's funny is that I think that it's not to create, I think that, yeah, it's to create chaos, but I think that from chaos comes creativity. I don't know if this makes sense, but I think that for him it's a sport. Definitely, he loves it. So that's why I don't think that is like literally he's fighting people, or that he's arguing with people intentionally, or having issues with people. I think that he does this to sort of like promote creativity, and to raise questions about things in life, and different views. He's a complex guy. But yeah, I would say he loves to do this. Also to make people feel in conflict with themselves as well. He questions you, or questions people all the time. Um, then with the Moon card and the Fool, Definitely, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting that his energy is very different, and also that his energy doesn't have like a structure. The guy is not tied to anything, at least not at this moment that I'm reading for him. He's feeling very much, he's enjoying his freedom. I don't know what he's up to, but he's enjoying his freedom. He's enjoying he's being himself. He's being himself. But definitely when I see the moon card, I also see that probably he had been feeling a bit sensitive lately. Like I think that he doesn't want to spoil happiness for others, because I have the feeling that he's like, okay, yeah, we are in a good place now, we are doing good. But I think that he's like, I'm not that, like, he's the kind of guy that is like, okay, I first I thank myself, and then I thank the others, or I thank the opportunities. So I see him like this very independent person. Like he knows that he's part of a group, he knows that he's part of this, maybe a part of a community even, but he's like, I'm a free soul. Like, I don't attach myself to anything. Like, I'm not a follower. And with this, I don't think it's about the 17 group. I think that it's about following someone else's, maybe a CEO or a boss or someone, to be following their guidelines and be like, clapping all the time, a figure of authority comes up. I think that for him at this point in his life, he's like, I am my own authority. And actually, yes, I don't like to follow orders, or I don't like to follow rules, or I don't like routine. So he's definitely very interesting in this sense. I sense this that from one side he's like, he's aware that he's doing well, that the group is doing well, and that they will continue to do well. But at the same time, he's like, I'm not that, like, it's not that he's not grateful. It's just that he doesn't think that you have to be too much grateful, like to be like a sort of a cultish mentality. He's like, you have to be your own person and recognize that you are here today because of your talent, and we have the talent. So who is who is the winner in here? I mean, who is the person that should be more thankful in here? I think that he's talking about certain, like, I don't know if it's the company or what, but he's like, they should be grateful of having us, not the other way around. So there's something about him like, yeah, like, yeah, I respect, but I'm not a follower. Like I will do my job and just go home. I will not be mingling, and being like, oh yeah, I want to hang out with you and the others and then other and we are all a family. He's like, I'm a nomad. Like, you're not my family. Something like this. And when I say this, it's not about 17 members. This is what I want to say. It's about other people. And I don't know what that means. But I see him being very rebellious. Being very rebellious. Like probably people just wanting to hang out with him or being friends with him or get closer to him. And he's like, no, I already have my friends. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I pass. So he's hilarious in this sense. He's hilarious in that sense. And also here with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands, probably he feels a bit homesick. I don't know if he's like, he wants to go home or he wants to go back to where he's feeling a bit nostalgic. I think that he wants to go back to the past. Definitely this is why I feel like he doesn't get attached to anything. at the moment. He's like, yeah, I'm here and there. I do what I have to do. I participate, like I'm professional, I am amazing. But from time to time, I do have my doubts, and from time to time, I wish I could go back to the past. Um, but yeah, it's probably that I don't know if he is in his hometown, I don't know where he is, but it seems to be like either he's going to receive news from his hometown or he's going to go to his hometown. But there's something him going back to the past, or maybe him going home. And I think that this will come up out of the blue, like very fast. It will be like a very fast news, like you have to come back, or you have to do this, or maybe he will receive an offer to do something um, overseas. So I don't know, because actually I don't know how 17 is doing. I know that they had a comeback, so I don't know. But maybe the fans have some ideas. I don't know, but definitely I think that he's like, yeah, like he wants to, he wants to go back to the past. He's feeling a bit nostalgic. He's feeling a bit homesick. So yeah, there's something about him sort of expecting some news or wanting a new project to come to him so he can distract a bit, because there's something about Bihao that I think that it's very interesting. um how I don't see pentacles, I don't see cups. So definitely the guy is very detached emotionally from his career nowadays, or even from his loved ones. It seems like he's very cold, like he's just been, like a wild soul. He goes wherever he has to go, and then he's always like, waiting for something new to come up. But he's not that focused. He's not that stable, I would say. Because I don't see pentacles. So there's something about him also not being worried about stability or building an stability, or maybe money. I don't see money either. Um, Also, I don't see cups, so I just see him like, I have a six of cups, but I think that that's more about him looking at the past and thinking about how things were simpler back then, and how things were more loving, and definitely had a different vibe or a different feeling. Like it was warm, it was more innocent, it was maybe even more creative. I don't know. But he's also probably, I don't know, probably he is feeling a bit like a child. Probably he's feeling like a child, he's acting a bit childish, or he's going to be acting a bit childish. Honestly, I see like news coming his way. So maybe it's like a new project, an individual project. But definitely the guy is like, yeah, I'm here today with you guys, but actually I'm waiting for some news from other place. So I don't see him staying stable somewhere. I see him like always moving, always moving. And I think that this is something that is very interesting about him, because I have the moon next to the fool. So I think that sometimes this about him traveling or going different places and being with different people, there's something about him escaping also with this, escaping his own um his own fears. There's something, maybe he fears stability, maybe he fears to be trapped in a sort of routine. Maybe he doesn't like routine. There's something about him like I cannot grasp his energy, and I think that there's also this that I do get from time to time with some idols that I cannot see. I cannot continue seeing, because I feel like he reserves a lot of himself to himself. So he's like, okay, I'm reading for him, but I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing details. I'm just seeing like different parts of his personality. And even that I'm seeing, I think that it's changeable. So he's a very complex guy. So I wonder what is it about him and wanting to move very fast and wanting to change places all the time and just being here and there and there. Like, I know he is a dancer, so definitely, this ability to be flexible, to be creative, to be artistic, to be so elastic. I would say there's something about his elasticity, his flexibility, that this is how he conducts himself in life as well. But definitely what I'm not picking is that he's definitely by himself. Probably he's a loner, or he's a lone wolf, that he prefers to do things by himself with no strings attached to anything. And I'm reading for Scorpio, so definitely I'm very curious about, like, usually Scorpio nature, they tend to hold on to something, and I don't see it here. Actually, I feel him very cold, very, like, intellectual, I would say. And then the last card of the oracle, he got this Mars in Taurus, defense. So see, he defends himself. He's always in the defensive when it comes to the people that he works with, and even probably the fans, or probably his managers, or the people, even his own family. Probably, there's something about him defending himself. It's like, you guys are not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to keep being me. And I'm going to keep being like this. So he refuses to be tamed, I would say. He refuses to be dominated. He refuses to be told what to do. So he is like this free spirit that he just wants a space and time to be able to move the way he pleases. Like, there's something about him, like, always wanting to travel and change locations, and just, like, not stay in one place and be like, okay, this is it. But the good thing is that he is very creative. He's a very creative guy. He's very different. He is an artist, definitely. But I wonder, with this card of defense, I wonder what he's defending himself from. Why he feels this need to always be, like, in opposition to others, or in opposition to a certain order. You give him a sort of order, or you give him, oh, this is what we are going to do, and he's like, oh no, I don't think so. I don't think I will do it, or I don't think, he is that one person that is like, I don't think so. So I wonder why he feels like this, like he has to defend himself. And also in this case with this Taurus placement, I think that also it shows how stubborn he is. He is very patient in that sense. Like, he probably is very silent. Like, he probably, it's not necessarily that he has to say, oh, I disagree. Probably with just his attitude and his body language, he shows this defensiveness, and it's very hard it's actually impossible to get him to move, or to get him to do something if he doesn't want to do it. So there's a lot of stubbornness here. There's a lot of, like, okay, I refuse to move. I don't move when you want me to move. I move when I want to. And usually he moves fast when he wants to, like, sort of like evade something or run away from something. But everything else, it's all about being on the defensive, and it's about being defensive and and showing this defensiveness. It's like he is like, he shows this sort of this wall that you cannot see through him, and you cannot also convince him. He is not going to do what he doesn't want to do. So yeah, maybe he's expecting some news about a job opportunity. I think that it most has to do with his home, maybe with his family, with him being there, because About work, I don't see much, but I do see news. So I don't know if he's waiting for some resolution or for a feedback. I don't know, but he just keeps moving. He just keeps moving, and this is and also like protecting his place, and himself with the card of defense. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for him today. It was very interesting reading for him. um Honestly, I don't think that this reads like a regular reading. I think that it sort of felt more like a personality reading, because I couldn't connect with his future. I only see that there's news coming his way. So yeah, he's very pendant about it. Maybe he's worried about his family, or there's something about his homeland. But yeah, he's much more like this. But yeah, um, a very artistic guy, and also with the Fool, he's very unexpected. So honestly, I cannot put like a label on him, because his energy always runs away from me, sort of. So yeah, guys, this is all I see for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.